Thank you, Monsieur Gallagher, for your thoughtful thoughts. So let us follow the program. And it's my pleasure to welcome all of you to this workshop, which promises to be particularly relevant for the historical period we live in. Just a few minutes as a matter of introduction. The debate over the identity and future of Europe has thrown up a whole series of weighty discussions and concerns, one of which is worthy of special mention: the supposed trade-off between the strengthening of European identity on the one hand and the preservation of the many national identities on the other. Indeed, Europe has always been both a field of contested identities and a space of universal consilience. What has made this coexistence of plural delineations possible is an identity space constituting what we can call the real soul of Europe. How can we characterize this identity space? I do believe that four key concepts provide an answer. The notion of human person, not to be confused with individuals, democracy, fraternity, and common good. The 15th century was the century when humanism first made its appearance in what was an exquisitely European event. The 21st century has underscored the need for a new form of humanism. In the 15th century, it was the transition from feudalism to modernity that provided the catalyst. Today, it is an equally radical shift from modernity to postmodernity that points the need for a new humanism. Globalization, financialization of the economy, new digital technologies, multiculturality, heightened social inequalities, conflicts of identities, environmental crises are just a few of the issues that, to use the title of one of Sigmund Freud's famous book, conjures up today civilization and its discontent. Now, faced with these new challenges, merely updating all the ways of thinking or resorting to collective forms of decision-making, however refined they may be, will simply not fit the bill. We need to be more daring to come up with more innovative solutions. Indeed, identity does not only concern the images of the past and the present. There is no identity without the images of the future. Europeans have another task to accomplish, not only for their own benefit, but also for that of the rest of the world. They have to show that it is possible to overcome the national dimension of statehood and build supranational institutions endowed with limited but effective powers. It is in this perspective that the idea of constitutional patriotism, as it is called nowadays in the literature, assumes a political significance in the debate over a European identity, open towards a cosmopolitan dimension. To conclude, in his influential book, The Heritage of Europe, published in 1989, Hans Gadamer wrote that Europe's great strength has always been its ability to recognize and live with the other. I quote from him: living with the other, living as the other of the other, is the fundamental task of mankind at the highest and lowest level. This perhaps is the peculiar advantage of Europe, which was able and indeed had to learn the art of living with others, unquote. It is my belief that Europe should continue to cultivate this art and cultivate it wisely and with considerable patience. as Benedict XVI, in his just published book in Italian, the title being The True Europe, clearly indicated. So many thanks for your attention and warm wishes for our work. Thank you.